Hi, and thanks for joining us with Scruffy Politics again. Brett here in Detroit area, Steve over in the suburbs of Chicago. And we are both fired up this afternoon because the world is on fire because Elon Musk has access to the federal treasury system, and he has your bank account number, he has your routing number, and he is stealing money right now, Steve, out of your bank account. He's stealing your money.
Well,
He's stealing your mom's money. He's stealing your dog's money.
I know how that sounds, yes, but are we giving a guy like this, like, why do we have Congress? Why do we have a Senate? Why? Oh, we're just going to Elon Musk is running the show. He is running the show because, let's face it, he has a very high IQ, and he's a lot smarter than Trump, and Trump needs him for this. Trump needs him because, let's face it, Trump, I don't think has a very high IQ. It's okay, some people don't, but, with Trump, it's, he'll never want people to know what his real IQ is, where Elon, he's smart, he's, and Trump likes that, and Elon knows how to manipulate the system and take over, and what they're doing right now, they're doing one thing after another after another. It's a shitstorm. I don't get how.
Let me just ask you a question. Yeah. Do you think that Elon Musk wants to steal money out of your bank account?
No, that's not what he's doing. But
that's what the Democrats are saying. Actual members of Congress, members of the House of Representatives, had a rally in Washington, D.C., and they told voters that Elon Musk is stealing money out of your bank account. I mean, that doesn't sound very responsible for an elected member of Congress.
And there's a lot of Democrats that are idiots out there. The Democrats aren't being strong enough right now fighting against Trump and Musk. They're kind of weak. I
think that's why they're doing this. I think there's a lot of people that feel like the Democrats are not strong enough. And I urge everybody to go find video footage of this rally that they had in Washington, D.C. They brought out very, very many of them actually, individual members of the House of Representatives from the Democrat Party, and I urge everybody to listen to their words, listen to what they said, because a lot of stuff they said to me was 10 times worse than anything they accused Donald Trump of inciting insurrection on January 6th. It was so over the top, and it's not stuff that can be walked back. It was just crazy. Now, let me ask you this, Steve. Jamie Raskin, a favorite Democrat, he phrased it this way. He phrased it as though we are in a 1776 moment here. The Democrats need to fight like the revolutionary soldiers because we are in a war. And he said the tyranny that they have to bring down is the dictatorship of Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Now, we just had an election. They make it sound like democracy is dead. Now we have a dictator. No, we just had an election. Americans got to choose, and this is what they chose. So do you agree with Raskin? Do you think we're that now we need a revolutionary war to fight tyranny?
No, of course not. And we have an oligarchy is what we have. And there's a lot, there's Congress who's afraid of Trump. Much of the Congress, the Democrats and Republicans, don't have backbones. I wish there were more people to stand up to Trump and Musk, but unfortunately there's not. There's a lot, there's, senators who won't do it. So it's just...
Now let me ask you this question too. So one of the things that has come out, and I don't know if this is 100% verified, but one of the things that has come out is they're saying that one of the things that they've found in looking at this federal treasury payment system is that nothing was questioned. Nothing was questioned. So every ask of a federal dollar was met with an automatic yes. Pay it. Now, is that something as a taxpayer that concerns you? Or are you okay with that? Or do you think that there are some things where there should be some oversight where someone is looking at some of these requests and saying that I don't know if that one makes sense. Maybe we should look into that before we just automatically say yes. But currently that's what they're reporting, is that the system was an automatic yes to everything. Maybe that's how you get to 34 trillion in debt, is if you have a system where you don't question anything.
Well, I mean, no, it's good to question, but there were, I believe, members of Congress who went to the Treasury Department today who were locked out because, God forbid, they can go in and see what's happening.
Well,
so,
I don't agree with that. No one should be locked out.
Yeah,
that's the people's business, the people's house, if you will. That belongs to the taxpayers. It doesn't belong to Elon Musk. I'm not in favor of any. Democrats should be able to go there too. The Democrats should be interested in what Musk is doing. That's my point. Why aren't the Democrats there saying, "Hey, how do we improve this? How do we get rid of this waste, fraud, and abuse?" I think one of the reasons Democrats are very nervous about this is I think they're very afraid of what Elon Musk could find and report. I mean, just imagine he comes out with some real dirt and says, "Oh, hey, nobody knew." When you actually get in there and look at some of the stuff that we found, and that just it could be tragic for the American people, to realize that we've been wasting all this money.
But if Elon finds a lot of crap that Donald Trump spent or Donald Trump did that a lot of people wouldn't like, I don't think Elon would report that. No way. I mean,
well, we're talking about the federal payment system, so it's not really like it would be Trump's fault or even Biden's fault. It really wouldn't be anybody's fault. I mean, the federal treasury is just paying bills as they come in. Now, if you get a bill that's an electric bill for $100, you're going to say, yeah, that's probably true. I spent $100 on electricity, If you see a grocery bill for $250, you're probably going to say, yeah, that looks right. But if you all of a sudden looking through your bills and you see a car maintenance bill for $3,500, you're like, whoa, wait a minute. I didn't spend $3,500 on my car. I think we need to question this one. But apparently we don't have a system like that. So that would be like you getting a $3,500 bill and just telling the bank, hey, you don't have to call and ask about any of these. Just pay them all. Just pay everyone that comes in.
And I totally agree with what you're saying, and I agree with you on that. And what is good, and you'll most likely agree, is, okay, the USAID, the US aid that goes to other country, that stopped for now. That never benefited here at home, and so yes, and definitely some of these stops they're doing, and refugees, we need as we care about refugees, but we can't bring in more than we can handle right now, which I agree with, and so, but I think it's just the way they're doing it right now. It's just so you see two people on a huge power trip right now, and they're loving this, and they're loving their reaction, and they like Elon and Trump like the power right now. And no matter what Elon does, even if it's illegal, nothing's going to happen. See, that's the problem, and that's why we need a strong Congress to intervene. But this Congress is the worst, in my opinion.
I can understand how people would be nervous about this. I can understand to people how it looks, right? They think, okay, Elon Musk is a smart guy. He owns Twitter. He owns SpaceX. He owns Tesla. He's a computer programmer. He's an engineer. I can understand how people would be nervous thinking, okay, what is he doing in there? But I think the reason that Elon Musk is in there doing this, and I think the reason a lot of people voted for stuff like this, I know I certainly did, is because I believe that throughout Washington, D.C., there are many organizations just like USAID, and these organizations have an attitude that, you know what, we do what we want to do. Oh, your only job as a taxpayer is to get up and work and send us the money. We're smarter than you. We'll figure out what to use it for, and we'll use it for whatever we want. If we want to do DEI trainings in Scandinavia, that's what we're going to do with the money, because this is what we want to do with it. It doesn't have to align with the American people. And they've been doing this for 20 years, maybe 30 years, and no one has ever said boo to them. They get to do whatever they want with our money, and no one ever questions them. And now, did you hear what happened with Rubio when he went and talked to him? They basically told him, no, we're not gonna work with you. We're not gonna respond to you. We don't have to. Just get out of our way. They're just acting like they're like some private company that they don't even know where the funding comes from, and they can do whatever they want, and no one should ask them questions. They don't have to answer any questions. Just leave them alone and get out of their way. That's insane.
I mean, I totally see what you're saying, but with Musk overseeing this treasury thing, there needs to be someone else that's independent that comes in as well to oversee that he's not deceiving. I think, and you'll disagree with me, I think bring in someone like an Adam Kinzinger, a Republican who agrees with probably everything you agree with, except for, with your view on Trump, but bring in Adam Kinzinger, a Republican who doesn't owe anything to anyone right now, and have him oversee it, maybe, or someone like him.
Adam Kinzinger doesn't know anything about the Treasury. He's not that smart. And Adam Kinzinger left politics because he was going to lose his seat anyway. So the reason that Adam Kinzinger went anti-Trump was just to keep his name in the news, and it was more like a resume, like, see, I can be anti-Trump. Someone please offer me a contributor contract to CNN or MSNBC. Of course, now they're going out of business. He did get one. He's being paid probably six figures right now, I think, to be a senior political analyst for CNN, but I've never seen him on there. I mean, when do you ever see him on CNN? But he's being paid for that, I believe.
CNN, so... I don't know. I mean, apparently, if Trump doesn't like what's going on any of these news networks, he's going to try to sue you, and he's going to try to get coverage of unedited, interviews like CBS did with Kamala Harris on 60 Minutes. But okay, fine. But then let's try to then maybe should they investigate Fox News? And I'm sure they probably give softball questions and edit stuff too to make Republicans and conservatives look good. So,
well, I will grant you that there are certain people on Fox News that will definitely do a softball interview with Trump. Sean Hannity comes to mind. So, but there are people that will give a legitimate interview. I mean, the thing is, with all these news organizations, you have to make a distinction between people who editorialize and people who are true news people. So on Fox News, it would be Brett Baer is probably the only true news person, right? But he's down the middle. I mean, he's given interviews to Trump and asked tough questions, not like Sean Hannity. Sean Hannity is an editorial guy.
Yeah. Well, I think
But I don't think they've ever been accused of doing what CBS did. CBS is being accused of basically completely re-editing the tape because they took an answer to a different question and said, hey, that's a good answer. Let's plug that in over here. I mean, to me,
okay.
I mean, it would be a lot different if CBS just came out and said, yes, we did edit the tape. Yes, we're Democrats. Yes, we're in favor of Kamala Harris. What bugs people about this bias in the media for years is when you have people like the PBS organization who go on and present themselves as, we're professional journalists doing news, right? You should listen to our opinion because we're very educated and we know about this, and we're going to tell you what's going on in the world right now. And then you find out 96% of them voted Democrat. Yeah. Okay, so no, you're not journalists. You're not being fair. You're not putting it down the middle. Don't.
But that's at every news organization, Fox News to CNN. But what I see, what's happening now is these media outlets are afraid, and they're afraid that Trump's going to sue them. So what's going to actually happen is less actual reporting. Because as you know, Trump will go after reporters who want to hold him accountable, hold his feet to the fire.
But holding someone accountable is not the same.
Have they asked him yet? What I want to hear, he said he's going to end the war in Ukraine within 24 hours with a phone call. that has not happened.
True. True. Obviously, he didn't do that. Obviously, he was being overly optimistic and he was being braggadocious, and he has not concluded the Ukraine war yet. I did hear him make a comment the other day that they're still working on it and they're close. But yes, to be fair to your word, Steve, he did not solve it in the first 24 hours. So that is a win for Steve and a loss for Trump.
and this just everything he's been doing with this tariff thing, and now it's on hold for a month, and he's trying to make it seem like, I don't know. Most likely he's gonna make it seem like it's him who's saving everyone now.
Well, here's the thing with the tariff. He's using it as a negotiating tactic, and he has a long list, I'm sure, of things that he would like from foreign countries. So pick the country. Like, okay, Mexico, there's 10 things I would like from Mexico. Canada, there's lots of things I would like. Yeah. China has lots of things I would like. So he's going to these people and he's imposing this tariff, and then he's saying, hey, here's a list of 10 things I would like. Why don't you pick what you're comfortable with off that list and make a commitment that we're going to work together on this and that you're going to move in my direction and you're going to help the United States out as a good partner, and then we'll drop the tariffs. But it's amazing how quickly these people pay attention as soon as they find out there's a tariff, right? So maybe it's just a way to speed things up.
And to give him credit, he was saying this whole time he was going to use tariffs. So people are surprised, then they're blind. But
and here's another thing:
he could have been talking to Mexico and Canada through all that time he was campaigning, right, and everything, because he was most likely going to win, and he had all that time to talk, but. He's blowing smoke a lot of the time, and a lot of the time it's hard to believe him because he lies on a daily basis. So it's hard to know and take him seriously.
Well, okay, so perfect example, on these tariffs, everyone's making it sound like we attacked Canada, and now Canada is defending themselves, right? Poor little Justin Trudeau has to defend himself from the big bully. And I haven't done this analysis, but if we go through and we look at the tariffs, do you know how many tariffs Canada has on things coming into the United States? Do you know how many things they won't accept from us? Do you know that no agricultural seeds produced in the United States are allowed in Canada? They don't accept any seeds from any American companies. They don't do it. Now, I don't know where they're getting their seeds, but they won't get them from us. And the list just goes on. All dairy products are tariffed from the United States coming into Canada. So if you look, going back to the 50s, there's a long list of tariff items that Canada placed on America. So even though Trump is bringing this up and it makes him look like the bad guy to a lot of people, the truth is we're not starting a tariff war with Canada. Canada actually started a tariff war with us back in the 50s with all the things that they charge us money to bring into their country. And guess what? No president ever gave a damn. They didn't do anything about it. Trump is the first one who has stood up and said, hey, you know what? It's really not right. I mean, a perfect example. You look at all the motorcycles that are sold in the United States. Honda, Kawasaki, Suzuki, Yamaha. You can't sell a Harley Davidson in any one of those countries. Not possible. They protect themselves. So Trump's the first guy that ever said, hey, you know what? That's really not fair. Why isn't this reciprocal? If we let you sell Honda motorcycles in America, why won't you let us sell Harley Davidsons in Japan? Why is that such a bad deal? But they don't. These countries are like, oh, no, well, we don't want the competition. I mean, we want all of the motorcycles in Japan to be Honda. We don't want any Harley Davidsons. Why would we want to do those? Those workers are in Wisconsin. We don't want to help people in Wisconsin. We want to help people in Tokyo. So that's how their world leaders approach it. And Trump's just the first guy, I think. I think other people that really aren't business people or don't deal in trade, people like Obama or Biden, people whose entire life was spent as a politician, they just look at it and go, who cares? So what? I don't care if all the motorcycles in America are Honda and they don't buy Harley Davidsons in Japan or China. Doesn't matter to me.
Well,
Let's get off my back.
I mean, see what you mean. And however, it is a little above 15 minutes here. It's almost 20 minutes here, it seems like. So, is wrapping up this good idea for now?
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. We don't want to go too long. We'll see if people are paying attention out there.
Yeah.
Leave us a comment. Please subscribe.
Yeah.
We're starting to produce a couple of YouTube shorts, so pay attention if you like what we're talking about. Hopefully we're trying to show people out there in America that two people can discuss these topics in a reasonable way without hating or trying to kill each other, for crying out loud. I mean, all Americans should be able to discuss these topics. And the thing is, the more we talk about this, hopefully the more we realize we actually agree on a lot of stuff.
Well, we agree on a lot of statewide stuff, state and local stuff. We agree on crime. We agree on a lot of that, and how the Democrats are terrible with crime, state and local. So that we agree on, and we agree on more. But I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. So I'm just in the middle, and I see how both sides screw us over. But right now, boy, it's the Elon and Trump show right now, and wow.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I hope. This is what I don't like about Democrats, what they were saying today at this rally. I really feel like they were trying to pour gas on a fire. But I would hope that people are smart enough to realize that Elon Musk has his hands full with SpaceX and with Twitter and with the Boring Company and with Neuralink and all the different things he's doing. Starlink. He's not interested in stealing anybody's personal data. He doesn't give a damn about your grandma's social security number. The reason that he's in the treasury right now is he's trying to find out, why we're spending money on absolutely ridiculous things that Americans can't. Now, here's the problem. I got to say this real quick, and then we'll wrap it up and go. Because I was watching CNN the other night, and Anderson Cooper looked like he was going to cry because he said that people in Africa may not be getting HIV drugs as a result of this U.S. aid being shut down or something like that. Here's the thing you have to understand. There's a lot of people in government in Washington, D.C., and media, people like Anderson Cooper, that are very wealthy, right? He would love to be generous with your money, Steve, but he doesn't think about that person who's making 40 grand a year that is struggling to put food on the table for their 3 kids, or can't put gas in the car, or can't afford a home. They don't even live in their own home. They probably rent. He doesn't care about people like that. He's more than happy for you to take out money you don't have from China at 7% interest, and then he's going to take that money and buy HIV drugs for somebody in Africa because it makes him feel good. That's the whole point. That's what Anderson Cooper wants to do. He wants to feel good about himself spending your money. And that's what he wants to do.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. We need to stop sending aid money to other countries. Yes. That is something, but but I just think too much is being done too quickly right now, and it's a power trip between Elon and Trump. So
I just think you're right. A lot is happening fast. That is true. I agree with you there. I just think that Trump is aware of the fact that he only has 4 years, and he may only have 2 years, right? Because typically when a president comes in, like this has happened several times. It happened with Barack Obama, right? So he comes in, he's got a very narrow majority in the House. He's got the Senate. So he's got 2 years here that he can really get a couple of big things done, maybe 2 big things. But then the midterms will come. Democrats will probably come back, and they'll probably win the House. And now you have a divided Congress, and now you can't get bills passed.
Wow.
So he probably knows he's got like 2 years, which is why I think he's trying to move fast.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll see how the midterms go, but it's yeah. I mean, 2 years, but who knows? Even I mean, a lot can happen. A lot can happen. Yeah.
Yep. All right, we'll leave it there. Everybody tune in for the next one. See ya.
Yeah.
All right, bye.